Hannah. A fun-filled day ahead. And right now, you're joined by a very special friend.
Octavia, this is my Valentine. We're holding hands. His name's Bowtie. He's awesome. Amy's still here with us with Bush Wildlife. She is walking us through all morning long. We're meeting all kinds of different creatures. We're learning about what you do. You're here all the way from Florida. So we're talking a little bit about this guy. 2 years old, lives at the sanctuary, and you just taught me something new about alligators. They can live to be over 100?
In captivity, absolutely.
Now that's amazing. And I was saying, he's very prehistoric. I don't think he's changed much over the last,
No.
Many years, and he's one of many that you have. So tell me about his story, why you ended up with him, and what his life looks like.
So there's a law in Florida. If an alligator is fed by a human one time, it's never allowed to live in the wild again. And so that was his particular case. Someone saw a baby alligator, thought, oh, well, let's help it, fed it, which actually doomed it to life in captivity. And that's why things like SEWE are so important, to teach people these things, because often it's our best intentions that sometimes really backfire.
Yeah. SEWE is a celebration of a lot of things. It's a celebration of food, culture, art, but most importantly, it is about nature, conservation, and appreciating the natural world around us, which is also my favorite part. And to be able to interact firsthand with animals like this one, which you can do at the Gilliard Center this weekend, I think does just sort of raise your level of appreciation and respect, because we live in the low country. You're from Florida, so we see these, and if there's a pond, there's one of those in there.
Yeah, absolutely. And the great part too is, we have our show, we focus a lot on the native species that you would find in the southeastern United States, and then you've got Forrest Galante shows later on in the afternoon, and they're bringing some more of your more exotic species out. So we have the alligator, and they've got crocodiles they're bringing out. So you can really learn the difference between the two and kind of become a little reptile expert.
Tell me the difference, because I need to be caught up to speed.
Well, the first thing I always point out, if you notice about Bowtie here, he's always smiling at you.
He does.
See? He's always got a
Look at
smile
his
on face.
toothy grin.
When alligators close their mouth, their top teeth always hang out, so they're always grinning. Crocodiles, you see all their teeth. So they generally look more aggressive, and they tend to be more aggressive.
Is the mouth open, or just it comes out?
When it's closed, you'll have top and bottom teeth exposed. So it's like a grimace almost. And I'll tell you what, I would rather work with a 10-foot alligator than a 4-foot crocodile any day.
And why is that?
They're just way more aggressive. They kind of need to be in the habitats they live in. So gators, you're going to find them in ponds and canals and streams, these nice freshwater areas. They're a top predator. The crocodiles, being in the more volatile brackish waters and sometimes out in the ocean areas, they really have to be tough to survive.
And where do they live again? They're more like in the jungle.
Well, the crocodiles, there's actually American crocodiles, and they're only found in the very southern tip of Florida.
Really?
Yeah, Florida's the only state where you have gators and crocodiles.
I'm learning so much about this today. I think it's sometimes a little bit scary. Actually, at News 2, we have a pond in our front yard, and sometimes we see these little guys hanging out in there. But it's important to remember that, yes, they're a predator. We want to stay away, give them space, not feed them, things like that. But they do play an important role in our ecosystem and just keeping everything, circle of life, flowing as it should.
Totally. So they've got this wonderful tail, and what they do is they dig gator holes. So other species depend on them for survival. If the gators went away, all sorts of birds and fish and other animals would go away also. Because when you have a good dry season, like Florida, we have wet season and dry season. I'm sure you guys have similar. They take their tail and they wallow out these holes, and water collects in there. And then that's where fish survive. That's where little crustaceans survive. And that's where a lot of your birds that eat those animals, they have to go to that watering hole to make it through the dry season. So if these guys went extinct, all of those other species would also fall to the wayside as well.
See, I love that. Look at how many fun little tidbits that we're learning today. And again, just all about appreciation, loving our environment around us. I think that's so paramount to just SEWE's mission in general. I always like to remind people that SEWE is a 501c3 nonprofit. They give back to the community, and number one thing that they care about, again, is protecting our natural world. So Amy, we still got a couple hours together.
I love it.
So we will put Bowtie back in his little nest. He'll take a little nap. We'll get someone else.
Sounds good.
And I think we have like the mini owl too. I saw him. He's really cute.
Yes, we do. We have our little Screech.
Yeah, so you got to stay with us because we have a couple more surprises. But Amy, thank you. And 100 years. Can you believe that? All right, I'll send it back to you, Tave, but make sure you stay with us. We got a lot more planned.